My name is Al, and I'm the creator of this short interview-based documentary. I create this due to my main passion in life being film. I thought it would be a good idea to ask fellow students in Mary I about what their favourite films were, favourite actors, and what's a film they think that everyone should see before they die. Ever since I have ever really known, have been in love with cinema. It's not just one of my biggest passions, I can safely say it is the biggest passion in my life. I live and breathe it. I go to the cinema about once a week, and I couldn't ask for a better hobby. Some of my favourite films happen to be Spider-Man 2, Jaws, Paris, Texas, and Blue Velvet. Film to me has always had a huge part in my heart, and I believe that what makes film great is how it makes us reflect on ourselves and its ability to take us places we never thought we could go. But deep down, film is an art that's made for discussion and to be shared with. So my goal today is to go out and ask fellow Mary I students to share their experiences about their favourite aspects on film. So, without further ado, the first question we have is,
my favorite movie is Rush Hour 2. And why? Because I love the story of two characters, from Tucker and Lee. So the story is between the two. One is from China, one is American, one is comedian, one is just goes along saving the mission. So I love the dynamic duo. Kind of reminds me of myself and you. So in that way, I love that's one of my favorite movies. It's the action, kind of a spy movie thing.
One of my favourite films, because you can't just pick one favourite film, I think, many people have not heard of, The Peaceful Warrior. I suppose the reason why I like it, because it's all about living in the moment. It's not about actually thinking about the future or the past, it's about trying to live in the moment and live life to its fullest in a way.
My favourite film would be the Fast and Furious franchise. I just think they're really interesting. They really keep you on the edge of your seat, and you get entertainment throughout.
My favourite film would be Song of the Sea. Why do I like it? The animation's beautiful, the music's class. Support Irish films, obviously.
My favourite film is probably Scarface. I think it's kind of like a timeless classic, do you know? I think Al Pacino's performance in it is fantastic. The story, it's almost like a tragedy, do you know what I mean? It's almost like a Shakespeare tragedy, do you know? It's like the Scottish play, do you know? It's like a man's rise and fall. And yeah, it's just fun. I really like the setting, 80s Miami. Do you know? It's a very fun film.
You wanna play games? Okay. I'll play with you. Come on. Okay. You wanna play rough? Okay. No. Say hello to my little friend.
I think it's well worth watching.
My favourite film, which that question can change depending on what mood I'm in, but the one that I will always say is Alien, and the reason why, first thing, it's a great film. The special effects, practical, is outstanding and long lasting, even though it was made off the top of my head sometime in the 70s. It still holds up till today, but it scarred me because I think off the top of my head I saw it at the age of 6, because my parents were like, oh, it's such a good film, you should so watch it. And then I watched it, and I think they regretted it because I was traumatized days afterwards. But I didn't watch it ever again until I was, I'd say 14. So I think I grew up a bit more, and then I actually then enjoyed the film and what it was and the different subplots and the different little character journeys that the ensemble was, which as a young adult I really appreciated. And as I watch it, I try to watch at least once or twice a year. You know, I find new meanings, I find new understandings of the film. But yeah, the alien is terrifying, till this day anyway.
Move! Get out of there! Don't you move! Down! Move down! Move down! Get out! Oh. No, not way! The other way, God!
Never change.
The Banshees of Inisherin was the last film I'd seen, yeah.
The last film I saw was Puss in Boots: The Last Wish. Definitely in the cinema, but that was a few weeks ago. Watched it with my boyfriend. It's a really nice film.
Last film I seen was Tar.
The last film I seen in cinema, it would have been Avatar: The Way of Water, Avatar 2. I saw it a couple of days after Christmas, I believe. And I enjoyed it. I had a blast with it. I found it more entertaining, even though it was, I think it's a bit longer than the first one, but I found it more of a fun roller coaster. And the acting was superb, especially Zoe Saldana. You know, I felt the emotions, but I felt exciting and I felt like I was in the world of Pandora. And somehow they made it even more realistic compared to what it was in the first one. And also that damn whale in Avatar 2 has my soul forever and ever and ever, and we must protect the whales.
I watched 45 minutes of The Banshees of Inisherin and I didn't finish it, but since then, or a film that I've completed, The Godfather, I rewatched it last week because it's just great.
The last film I have seen was Black Panther 1. So Black Panther 1 came out, I think, a few years back around, I think the day of my birthday, I went to see it. And it was a very beautiful story, representation of the woman and the character of T'Challa in the Black Panther. So it was the very first black superhero movie in Marvel that I've seen. So I was very happy that I get to see that movie.
I would try to go at least once a month. Now I haven't gone in January because there's no films of interest anyway in the cinema, and the ones that are kind of out elsewhere are sadly not in Ireland. I'm talking about The Whale with Brendan Fraser. That's sadly not in cinema, and there's a couple of other movies that aren't, but if something does pop out, a small, big budget indie film, I'll try and watch it. But yeah, I tend to go once a month with a friend. I do try to make it a regular occurrence.
I'd say once every couple of months. I'd say once every 2 or 3 months. And if there's, like, lately there's been a lot in the cinema that I've been wanting to see, like there's, you know, Babylon, Banshees of Inisherin. You know, like there's been a lot more lately, and I'm actually going to the cinema this evening, so.
To be just before Christmas, I went to see the Banshees of Inisherin. I went with a few of my mates. We had a grand old time.
She's not as often as I used to. Like I've actually been to the cinema not too long ago, but I'd say it's been a good while since before that. Like, you know, just, I suppose don't think of going, as with Netflix and everything now. I suppose people don't really go to the cinema as much, but the odd time I'll go. Yeah.
Last time I actually went to the cinema was 2 years ago. I was watching One Piece Stampede. So it was like an anime show, but they turned into a movie. So the anime is still going to this day, and I was a big fan of One Piece, so they told me that I would watch the new One Piece Stampede. So it was very exciting and very emotional story. But it's very nice story. So if anyone who's an anime person, I recommend you watch One Piece. Even though the episode will be very long, but you'll enjoy it.
How often would I go to the cinema? Probably once a year at least. It's been difficult the last few years with everything being locked down and then knowing what to watch, that kind of thing. Favorite actor? It's an Indian fella, Shah Rukh Khan, big star in the 90s. I think he has a movie in the cinema at the moment, but very dad-like, very leading man kind of vibe. If you can get over the language barrier, he's stunning.
Favourite actor would probably be Brad Pitt. He's in a range of fantastic movies and he really knows how to capture a character in a film.
Robin Williams.
Why?
Straight after. Jesus. I think he just has a way about him. He has a charisma about him that I don't think I haven't seen majorly in many other actors, I think. And he's basically like a chameleon in a way, like he's able to do many different roles. I know a lot of people know him for the comedy side of things, but he's equally able to do serious stuff as well, like.
It's not your fault. Don't fuck with me, all right? Don't fuck with me, Sean, not you. It's not your fault. It's not your fault. Oh my God. Oh my God, I'm so sorry.
My favorite actor, that's a very good question. I don't have like favorite actors, but I have inspiration from actors like Robert De Niro, Denzel Washington, Chadwick Boseman, which he passed away, but he was very good with a lot of films with James Brown, Marshall. I mean, he did it all, and the Black Panther as well of T'Challa. So those three was like my inspiration in a way. Robert De Niro was one with The Godfellas, was a very interesting film, so I was very inspired by that as well. So I love all the actors of the three. Even Denzel Washington was doing Training Day. It was like the first movie I've seen. Even though I was so small, I've seen that movie, and I was like, I want to get into the acting business one day.
I would say my favourite actor would be Johnny Depp. He has such a range throughout his whole career, and I think we see Johnny Depp in the real life, but when we see him on the screen, there's something different, body-wise, vocally, accent, and status. You know, he can be a very fragile character, but also a strong character between movies, you know, and that's very fascinating, very interesting, and he deserves an Oscar. Or has he got an Oscar? I don't know.
No, he has not.
Has he not?
No.
Has he been nominated?
He has.
He has been nominated, okay. We need to get him an Oscar. But yeah, he's very talented. I love his work.
Favorite actress? Kajol, another Indian lady. Really beautiful, really expressive, really dynamic performer, I think.
My favourite actress would be Margot Robbie. She's really commanding on the screen, and yeah, you're really listening to her character throughout the films.
Favorite actress? That is very good question. My favorite actress, I always like Viola Davis. I always like Meryl Streep. Those are the two favorite actresses of mine, Meryl Streep and Viola Davis, because the two can bring a story. They bring story together, what they represent in their characters. And I don't remember the movie that Viola Davis and Meryl Streep were in, But I love that because I've seen a show that took place in the theater before and they put it into a movie, so I was very happy to see like one of their actresses because they're very inspiring women and powerful in their own right.
My favourite actress would be Helena Bonham Carter, mainly because of her work of Margaret in The Crown for season 3 and season 4. That performance was absolutely amazing, and it's so different compared to her other catalogue of work. All her work have been dark and gloomy characters, but that one was just something different and actually quite depressing.
It's complicated. No, it's not. It's wicked, and it's cold-hearted. It's cruel. It's entirely in keeping with the ruthlessness I myself have experienced in this family. If you're not first in line, if you're an individual character with individual needs, and God forbid an irregular temperament, if you don't fit the perfect mold of silent, dutiful supplication, then you'll be spat out, or you'll be hidden away, or worse.
And I thought she didn't get enough screen time, and I wish there was just a spin-off show with just her character.
Somebody like, I don't know, at the moment, I can't think of, my brain has gone a bit blank, but I suppose like somebody like Jennifer Lawrence, maybe. The Peaceful Warrior.
What's a film everyone should see before they die? Puss in Boots: The Last Wish. Highly recommend it.
A film everyone would have to see before they die, for me, would be the Disney movie Cars. I think it should be a staple in all of our lives.
Ooh. I don't know. I would say Home Alone, because why not? I have to have a Christmas movie.
I can't really say what film you should see, but I always tell someone, watch something that you feel like inspires you, that really you enjoy before your time comes near. But I always say, watch something very meaningful story and truthful, and be very open to the world, because now we live in a society that it's so different now, that we are trying to make a difference in this world. So I hope everyone can really find a good movie, if it's funny, emotional, laughing, comedy, sci-fi, wherever you watch, make sure it means something to you. By the end of the day, it's very short in life, so we want to use it into your best ability. But enjoy life and live in the moment. So watch any movie you like, and just make sure life is very short, but we always want to make sure we're there for people. And tell your parents to love them. That's very important.
Well, thank you very much, Conrad.
Thank you.
That was lovely.